Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. It's Chicago facing Detroit. And it's Chicago to start out. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So the Bulls 5 right now. They've got our test. Jimmy Butler is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Aldridge in at the power forward position. Aguirre passes to Thomas. Pass to Mahorn. And stolen by Aldridge. Here's Butler. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Butler's got the game going with his first points of the game for Chicago. Irving against Thomas. And there's the feed to Lambeer. Over Drummond. Lambeer's shot is off. Detroit on D. Here's our test. Here's Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes. But guys, the defense knows he has this ability, correct? Yet no one thinks to put a body on him? Incredible.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Irving, right side Artest. And two free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Chicago shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. And he makes the first. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. So it's Detroit now. 4-point game. Dumars against Butler. Dumars kicks to Thomas. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, look, when you're giving up that type of height, you use your quickness. It's just that simple. And it's also a matter of skill.
Now, here is our test. Irving for 3. It's rebounded by Dumars. Butler with the steal. Back to our test. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Well, no matter what, he's always going to be one of the most dangerous men on the court.
And so it's Detroit with the ball, trailing by 4. Outside Thomas. Lambeer with a screen on Irving. He was all alone on that one. Thomas got his second bucket of the game to go.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Now Thomas, after Jimmy Butler missed from long range. Detroit shooting their first free throws of this one. That's good from Thomas.
At the line, Isaiah Thomas.
And it's tied up with that one. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Irving with it. Aldridge kicks to Artest. Outside Irving. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That's on Bill Lambeer.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Bulls have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Edwards, he's checked in for Lambeer. Sally comes in for Mahorn. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Aguirre. And it's Johnson in for Joe Dumars. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Lopez, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Porzingis comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Ron Artest. And it's Crawford in for Jimmy Butler. Chicago leading. Irving from long range. It's hauled in by Edwards.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Rodman kicks to Johnson. Dishes it to Thomas. And Anthony sends it back. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. The kick out to Irving. Feeds it to Lopez. Here's Porzingis. Banked in off the glass. Porzingis has got his first points in this one.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Back to Thomas. With the teardrop. Porzingis with the block. Johnson against Crawford. Good work there as it goes.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Johnson kicks to Thomas. Over Irving. And the basket by Thomas. Thomas got 8 points.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Porzingis sets the pick for Irving. To the inside. Stolen. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. The shot's good from Rodman.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Here's Irving. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Sally passes to Johnson. And Detroit again with the bucket. And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Bulls out front. They lead by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And the Pistons with possession here. Trailing by 2. So for Chicago right now. Anthony out there with Porzingis. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Crawford. And it's Brown in at the point guard position.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Let's check in for Johnson. And here is Brown. Rodman sets a screen. Pass to Sally. Dawkins against Lopez. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Here's Anthony. Here's Porzingis. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
Brown kicks to Rodman. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Sally passes to Brown. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Rodman. Got a hand on it. There's Brown with the 3. Here's Porzingis. Deep 2 from Anthony. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Detroit trails by 4. Brown kicks to Rodman. Passes it to Dawkins. Outside, Rodman. Rodman sets a screen. Here's Brown. Rebound by the Bulls. Lopez has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Brown kicks to Anthony. They get a hand on it. And it goes on a bounce. That one is off Smith. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Van Beer's checked in for Dawkins. Mahorn comes in for Sally. Aguirre's checked in for Dennis Rodman. And it's Dumars in for Brown. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Lopez. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Porzingis. Ron Artest is checked in for Anthony. And it's Butler in for Jamal Crawford. Aguirre passes to Smith. Some solid defense from Butler.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
And it's Aldridge on the follow. And now a 9-point Bulls lead.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Kicks to Dumars. The pass to Lambier. Brown against Smith. To stop the drought. And it's good on the way in.
Great job right there, Kevin. Beating the defense to the spot. Love the strong, aggressive effort right there.
Brown kicks to Drummond. Back to Brown. Outside Butler. Over Smith. And it's Butler missing.
Hey, look, that's what they want. The ball is in his hands in the post. Just didn't have the touch that time.
Here's Smith. Great D that time from Artest. Chicago leading by 7. Down low, stolen by Dumars. Now Detroit moving it up. Smith on the wing. High post Lambier. Working on Drummond. Offensive rebound. Lambier, good.
He lives for these type of battles on the boards. It doesn't matter which end of the floor it is either.
The dish to Artest. Aguirre against Artest. Tries it from 19. Aguirre, no good.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Brown against Smith. They set the pick. Shoots off the screen. Lambier's shot is off. Chicago leading. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Edwards, he's checked in for the Pistons. Williams comes in for Smith. And Chicago also making a switch. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Brown. To the paint and stolen by Aldridge. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Irving dishes to Butler. Six on the shot clock. And the layup's good off the glass. Butler's got the lead up to 9 now for Chicago. Now Dumars from deep three-point range. Got it off in time, but it's no good. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. It's been quite a game so far for Isaiah Thomas. Detroit trails by 9. We've got Mahorn. Thomas is out there with Dumars. Then there's Aguirre. And it's Lambier in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now.
And they continue to control the glass.
Irving drives in. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. So it's the Pistons now. Outside Thomas. Over Irving. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Bulls leading by 9. Here's Butler. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. And it's 9 points for Jimmy Butler.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Lambier screen. Thomas kicks to Lambier, and that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Lambier screen. Here's Dumars.
0 for 3 now since halftime. Taking them a little while to find their rhythm.
And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Bill Lambier.
Well, after failing to hit on their first 3 attempts of the half, they finally got one to go there.
And it's Drummond missing. And it's Detroit's ball outside Dumars. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Outside Thomas. Lambeer with a screen on Irving. 4 on the shot clock. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Yeah, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, is just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
The Pistons making a change here. Johnson's checked in. The Bulls also changing it up. Brook Lopez is checked in for Drummond. Porzingis is coming in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Carmelo Anthony is subbed in for Ron Artest. Here's Butler. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
You know what? Nice job there on the attack at the rim, drawing the contact.
Bulls shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. First one falls for him. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Dawkins checked in for Lambeer. Sally comes in for Mahorn. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Aguirre. And it's Brown in for Isaiah Thomas. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Chicago. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke, right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
Brown is checked in for the Bulls. Johnson the screen. Brown kicks to Rodman. Off the pick. Chicago grabs the miss.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
It's Crawford with the drive. Count the basket. And the Bulls lead by 13.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Sally kicks to Johnson. Sally with a screen on Crawford. Here's Johnson. They get it back.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
You can build a lead in a number of ways. Obviously, rebounding has been the backbone of their efforts all night.
The Bulls shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. First free throw is good.
2 shots.
He's off on the second. Detroit trails by 14. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Again, the miss by the Pistons. Rodman's gone 1 of 3 on the night. There's Crawford with the 3. The shot misses. Detroit with the ball. Here's Johnson. Porzingis with the block. They retain possession. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. The Pistons shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Detroit making a switch here. Edwards is checked in. 1:56 left in the third quarter of the game. Crawford drives in. An easy 2 points on the layup. Crawford's got the lead up to 14 now for Chicago. Crawford's gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Brown kicks to Rodman. They set the pick. Inside, Crawford with the steal. 3 on 3. Here's Brown. James Edwards pulls it in. Brown against Brown. On the wing, Johnson. Brown sets a screen for Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Brown with it, picked up by Brown. And it's sent back by Lopez. And now the fast break, Anthony with the ball. And Crawford with the basket on the assist by Anthony. That's now 8 points for Crawford.
This score will be very different without his offense. He's been terrific.
Johnson, a wide open look. Detroit, no good that time either. The Bulls leading by 16. The shot by Anthony, nobody around. The three-pointer, no good. Anthony's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. Here's Brown. Dawkins, the pass to Edwards. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. For Detroit, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. That free throw good from Brown. So for the Pistons, Bill Lambier's checked in for Dawkins. Aguirre comes in for Rodman. And it's Dumars in for Johnson. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Isaiah Thomas checked in for the Pistons. Pass to Aguirre. Outside Thomas. Down low, tipped away. Good D by Drummond. And so it's Chicago, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Bulls leading by 15. So for Chicago right now, Irving is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Artest in at the 3, the small forward. And there it is for him. Artest's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Chicago. Artest's gone 50% from the field, 3 of 6. Thomas inside, covered by Irving. Whistle blows, if that's going to be a travel.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
Like right here, you have to value each possession, especially when you're behind.
Stolen by Dumars. Irving against Thomas. Here's Lambier. That one doesn't go. And it's Chicago the other way.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Shots good by Butler.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
Keep it simple, know yourself, and that's how he gets his minutes. He doesn't stop battling for rebounds even when the score is lopsided. He knows his role.
Thomas against Irving. And stolen by Kyrie Irving.
Well, he recorded just 1 turnover in the first, but since then, he hasn't been as effective holding on to the ball. He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Pass to Aguirre. Lambier screen. Artest against Aguirre. And the shot is long. Chicago leading by 19 points. The feed to Butler. Fires from 18. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And that's 15 points for Butler. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Oh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Up top, Lambier. He kicks to Thomas. Back to Lambier. 6 to shoot. Mahorn a screen on Butler. Here's Dumars. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
Artful use of the screen there. Gains the separation he needs.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Right there.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. He feeds it to Thomas. Passes it to Mahorn. Dumars against Butler. Pulls up on the wing. That doesn't go either for Dumars. The Bulls leading by 21. Butler goes in. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
And don't forget, very accurate. Taking shots within the flow of the offense. Not something that can be said for their opponent.
Butler against Dumars. Offside Thomas. Back to Dumars. over Butler, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Lopez a screen. Porzingis kicks to Crawford. The kick out to Lopez. Over Edwards. And again, Chicago. No good. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Here's Williams. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Now that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Anthony on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Porzingis. Another shot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And the first one drops. Butler, he's checked in for Porzingis. He's perfect from the line this time. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Williams against Brown. Now here's Williams. He's tightly guarded. Good on the bucket.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Monster scoring run, but had to do this earlier. Now it shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that.
Dawkins checked in for Sally. Chicago also making some changes. Jeff Green is checked in for Anthony. And it's Hazanya in for Jamal Crawford.
Detroit foul. Robert Williams. That's his first personal.
That's good from Brook Lopez. Kyrie Irving is checked in for Chicago.
2 shots.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And Detroit has possession. Smith outside. And there's the pass to Edwards. Back to Smith. Irving against Williams. Just 5 on the clock. That's short off the rim. Now the Bulls with it. Left side, Butler. Pulls up from the corner. Rebound by Smith.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation to Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's... how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA. Present